Raven Project is brought to you by Big Time, Attract, Develop, Grow.
That means what I think it means. We're in trouble.
Case IH, Rethink Productivity.
Dear Lord in heaven.
Hawk Optics, Vision Accomplished.
What is Sam Hill?
Deer Grow, better food plots, bigger deer. ScentLock, the most effective whitetail gear ever made.
Better find myself some camouflage.
Man, the OnX Hunt app has become pretty much a one-stop shop for us, and I love this app for so many reasons because just like I said, I mean, no matter what we're doing, whether it's hunting season, off season, planning season, whatever it might be, we use it in so many different ways. We use the tools, we use the layers. Everything about the app comes in handy in a different way. I mean, whether we're out scouting the farm and needing to know exactly where we're standing at with property lines, it's one of the most accurate and dependable apps there is for property lines, for property owners. You can get information about the property owners on here. You know, if you want to contact somebody or if you have a deer run over on a neighbor, whatever it might be, so many ways that it comes in handy in that regard, as well as other ways around the farm. You know, in the planning time, I'm mapping out food plots with the area shape. I know exactly how many acres I'm dealing with. I know how many pounds of dry fertilizer that goes on a particular plot, or how many gallons of spray goes in my sprayer to spray that particular plot. And everybody knows, man, in this day and time, with the price of dry fertilizer, with the price of chemical, you don't want to waste any. I mean, you want to have it dialed in specifically for that plot, and being able to use that tool that's already incorporated into the OnX Hunt app, it just makes life so much simpler, and it's a money saver at the end of the day. What we did is we come in here this morning, and Dustin, we picked out and mapped out about 1.5 acres on OnX, and he dissed it up really good, and we'll come back and cultipack it, and we're going to put foundation clover in on this 1.5 acres right here, and then we'll put a radish blend, probably main event, maybe some long range on the other 4 or 5 acres of it. And this should be a big field for us. Another feature we love is the line distance feature. If we run off from camp and forget our rangefinder, we're sitting in a tree stand, I can pull up my OnX Hunt app, I can use that line distance feature to measure across that food plot. I know exactly how many yards I am from the tree I'm setting in or the blind I'm setting in to that far edge. So if I have a deer walk on that far edge and I've ran that line distance and I know it's 50 yards, I know to crank my sight to 50 yards, I'm going to be spot on. Vice versa, if that deer is halfway across the plot, although I don't have my rangefinder, I now know I'm looking at about 25 yards. Man, for me, this is just a few of my favorite tools and features about the OnX Hunt app that I like to utilize on a daily basis. And it doesn't matter if you're a Midwestern whitetail hunter, if you're out west elk hunting, if you're an everyday hunter, if you're a weekend hunter, public land versus private land, there's something on this app, I'm telling you, for every single person in just about every situation. You know, a lot of guys use an app like OnX and they almost underutilize it with everything it's got going on. You know, a lot of guys will just open the app and they're dropping a pin at their stand or whatever it might be. But when you really dig into these things with all the layers on the maps and all the different features and tools, man, there is something to utilize. Whether you own your own farm, whether you're on public ground, like I said, out west, in the Midwest, wherever it might be, there's something to utilize on a daily basis if you really dig into this app.
The Raven Project is brought to you by Outdoor Edge Knives, Field to Freezer, and everything in between. Hooeyman, your land, your legacy. OnX Hunt app, know where you stand. Baker Implement, trusted equipment of the Raven Project.